Hello, my name is Samuel Pulido and I am going to present the change of state presentation. The change of state presentation has change of state, the description, phase change diagram, particle model, and has that 5 times. And the other activity is the properties of matter in different states that are solid, liquid, and gas. Describe the change of state that is taking place. Melting. In the GIF shows that is changing from a solid to a liquid. The melting point by finding the melting point by the temperature. Phase change diagram. Ice, that is solid state by heating, transforms into water, that is liquid state. Draw the particle model representing the phase change diagram. The solid that is more pasted than the liquid, that the liquid is apart but not far apart like gas. So and solid is pasted but it vibrates. It vibrates. The liquid try to attract and is like a little separate. And the solid has holes there, has little holes there. Sorry. Describe the change of state that is taking place. Freezing. In the GIF, the state of matter is changing from a liquid to a solid by cooling in the melting point in the temperature. The phase change diagram. Water, that is liquid phase, transformed by cooling in ice. And here transforms in heating by heating. And cooling here, and now transforms ice solid phase. Draw the particle model representing the phase change diagram. There is the liquid that transforms to a solid, the liquid that have the particles apart, and the solid that has the particles more paste and has that little holes and vibrate. Describe the change of state that is taking place. Condensation. In the GIFs, the matter is changing from a gas to a liquid by condensation point in the temperature. Phase change diagram. Air, that is gas phase, heating or cooling, that transforms water, that is liquid phase. Draw the particle model representing the phase change diagram. The gas that the particles are far apart and the liquid that the particles are apart. Now, describe the change of state that is taking place. Vaporization. In the GIF, the matter is changing from a liquid to a gas, but natural. That is evaporation in the temperature. Phase change diagram. Water, that is liquid phase, by heating transforms in water vapor. Steam, gas phase, like did the mist. Draw the particle model representing the phase change diagram. The liquid that has the particles apart and try to attract, and the gas that has the particles far apart and like try to attract, but is not possible that attracts. And that this is the example of the mist. So, describe the change of state that is taking place. Vaporization. The substance in the video GIFs is changing from the liquid stage into the gaseous vapor state. Since we can see bubbles, we know the substance has reached its boiling point. 3/3. This is especially boiling. Phase change diagram that do the miss. Water, that is liquid phase, by heat, transforms in water vapor, steam, or steam gaseous phase. Draw the particle model representing the phase change diagram. Liquid that has the particles apart and gas that has the particles far apart. That this is the miss find in internet this particle model. Sorry. Now we go with the other thing. Properties of matter in different states. So, properties of in solid state: structural rigidity, resistance, volume, mass. Structural rigidity. Solids are characterized by structural rigidity and resistance to changes of shape or volume. The information. Unlike a liquid, a solid object does not flow to take on the shape of its container, nor does it expand to fill the entire available volume like a gas. The atoms in a solid are bound to each other, either in a regular geometric lattice. Crystalline solids, which include metals and ordinary ice, or irregularly and amorphous solids, such as common window glass. Solid cannot be compressed with the little pressure, whereas gases can be compressed with little pressure because the molecules in a gas are loosely packed. The properties are in this source. The first one. The information is found in this source. The second one. Resistance. Solids are characterized by structural rigidity and resistance to changes of shape or volume. The information is the same of the structural rigidity because there is the resistance. But I can read it again. Unlike a liquid, a solid object does not float to take the shape of its container, nor it expands to fill the entire available volume like a gas. The atoms in a solid are bound to each other, either in a regular geometric lattice, crystalline solids, which includes metals and ordinary ice, or regularly, and amorphous solids such as a common window glass. Solids cannot be compressed with little pressure, whereas gases can be compressed with little pressure because the molecules in a gas are loosely packed. The properties are in this source, the first one. The information is found in this source, the second one. Volume. Solids are characterized by structural rigidity and resistance to changes of shape or volume. The information. The solid state, the individual particles of a substance are in fixed positions which represent to each other because is not enough thermal energy to overcome the intermolecular interactions between the particles. As a result, solids have a definite shape and volume. Most solids are hard, but some, like waxes, are relatively soft. Many solids composed of atoms can also be quite brittle. The properties are found in this source, the first one, and the information is found in this source, the second one. Mass. Solids have definite mass, volume, and shape, though to which it has a compact arrangement of constituent particles. And the information and the properties are in this link. There is no two links. Properties of matter in liquid state. Cohesion, adhesion, viscosity, evaporation. Cohesion. Cohesion is the tendency for the same kind of particles to be attracted to one another. This cohesive stickiness accounts for the surface tension of a liquid. And the information and the properties are adding one link in each one of the properties. Adhesion. Adhesion is when forces of attraction exist between different types of particles. Particles of a liquid will not only be attracted to one another, but they are generally attracted to the particles that make up the container holding the liquid. Particles of the liquid are drawn up above the surface level of the liquid at the edges, where they are in contact with the sides of the container. And there is the link of the information and the properties. Viscosity. Viscosity is a measure of how much a liquid resists flowing freely. A liquid that flows very slowly is said to be viscous than a liquid that flows easily and quickly. Evaporation. Because the particles of a liquid are in constant motion, they will collide with one another and with the sides of the container, such as collisions transfer energy from one particle to another. There is the link. Properties of matter in gaseous state. Volume. The information. The gas state has volume because if you hear when you are out or you hear that the window blows, that is gas and that is the volume. Or when you blow, it makes a sound. That is my information. The original information is this one. The volume of a gas is defined as the size of the container in which the gas is found. This is very different from the volume of liquids and solids. If a small amount of water is placed into a 2-liter soda bottle, the water will collect at the bottom of the bottle and have the same volume it did before it was poured into the bottle. There is the link of the properties. There is the source of the properties and information is found in this source, the second one. The links of information are not the same of the properties and the link of information are different to each one. We are going to continue in another video. So see you in the other video.